All right, Laurie, just a little equipment adjustment. Thank you for joining us. Laurie?
Thank you. Good to be here.
Tell us a little bit about how the year has gone for the IWFL.
You know, it's been a pretty exciting year. We have a lot of teams that are new to the playoffs, new to the postseason, and a lot of teams returning. A lot of teams that haven't been there in a while. For example, the Minnesota Vixen. They've had a long road back here, and it's pretty neat to see how the lineup changes from year to year in the postseason.
Let's go back. We'll talk about the first couple of teams first. I was really impressed with Maine. They looked very good. They look like they're going to be moving up very shortly. Just give the general fan a little bit of an overview on how you go, okay, you're an affiliate team. How do you move up? What's that process?
The affiliate teams are, they're often teams that are just starting. There might be teams in their first year. They also could be teams that just have to have a rebuilding year. The one thing about women's football is sometimes, they'll have a group of players all retire at the same time. Maybe they're in an area with a lot of military, or something like that. So Maine is an affiliate team because they actually were rebuilding, and they seem to have rebuilt quite successfully.
Yeah, and don't want to take much away from Knoxville. I know there have been teams in Knoxville before, and I know a lot of the fans there are glad to see the team back.
Absolutely. Knoxville, it's a pleasure to have them in the league. While they are a first-year team, they have quite a few veteran players. And I know the score didn't represent their talent on the field. They certainly did not leave anything on the field, and we look forward to having them back on this field next year.
Let's turn our attention. We'll skip ahead to today's game. You've got, I set it up this way. I said, you've got the upstart, the Utah Falcons. They're back for their third year, second in this league, and second time in the championship. Then you've got Minnesota. What has that parity been like?
It's been really interesting having, Utah, which is still a new team. They're only a few years old, facing off against Minnesota, which is our longest running team, and women's football longest running team. So it really is a very interesting matchup to see how they're playing out against each other.
I'm surprised when I found this stat since 2001. 12 different teams have won this championship. Whoever wins this one, right now Utah's looking pretty good, will be the 13th. What does that say about the competitiveness of your league?
Well, it says, is you really know you don't know what's going to happen from year to year. Things do change dramatically. So it's something that makes the IWFL pretty exciting and a little different from what you see in some other professional leagues, since we have such a fluid environment as far as players retiring and moving on in one form or another. You don't know what's going to happen from year to year. So it makes it pretty cool, pretty exciting.
What needs to happen with women's football in general to get more into the mainstream? I mean, I tell people all the time, this is the biggest event that I do. We've got a few people watching this right now, enjoying the telecast, but at the same time, I know money is always nice. Sponsorship would be nice as well. But what else does women's football, we talked about the academies, the young ladies who are starting to learn football, I assume will help, but what else needs to happen?
It's just repetition. And I say that, of course, after 16 years, you might think that we've had plenty of repetition, but we certainly haven't been around for hundreds of years like many other professional leagues have been. So it's just a matter of repetition and, great folks like you giving us the coverage that we need. We're out there pounding the pavement, making the phone calls to all that we can as far as the media outlets, and it's just a matter of keeping at it and just keep plugging away to get the word out there.
All right, I think we're going to get a little background noise, so I want to let you go, but before I do, what's coming up for next year? Any big announcements?
We do have a couple new teams. Actually, the IWFL is proud to be going back into the Florida market. We're announcing a new team, the Tampa Bay Rain, led by Ella Coffey, who is a veteran player. We also have the North Florida Pumas out of Jacksonville, led by Jody Granger. Both of these ladies have extensive business and community experience, so we're really excited to be back into the Florida market. I do also want to take this opportunity to thank our local host committee, made up of Ebony Kimbrough, Dana Sparling, Tanya Bryan, Jordan White, Tiffany Matthews, Maria Orman, and Carla Snap-Hauser. They've done a tremendous job hosting for us here, and I really do want to give them our heartfelt thanks for what they're doing here.
That's my second year working with Dana, and I told people on the broadcast she's just incredible. I want to give her a big hug every time I see her. She's wonderful. So thanks to them. Thanks to you as well for having me back. It's Laurie Frederick, everybody, the president and CEO of the IWFL. Thanks again, Laurie.
Thanks a lot, Chris. Thank you very much.
Best of luck in the off-season. I know things are growing, as you mentioned, and continued success. Folks, we're going to go away for a few minutes, about 11 minutes. We'll bring you the second half. Right now it's 34-6 in favor of Utah. You're watching the 2016 IWFL Championship game from Charlotte. We'll be right back.